everybody. This is Hanshaw. Appreciate you all tuning into our show today. I'm getting a lot of good positive feedback on these FSH Muscular Dystrophy videos that I'm putting on YouTube, and I appreciate that. That is rewarding in and of itself. Today, I want to discuss a very sensitive subject with you guys, and it revolves around my brother. I have two brothers, one older, one younger. I'm the middle son. There's three of us. And my older brother and I, my brother's name is William Hanshaw. My younger brother's Howard. My younger brother does not have the MD. He's a bodybuilder. He's a big guy. And I'm so glad and thankful he doesn't have it. I wouldn't wish this disease on my worst enemy. And I mean that. And I've got several enemies for various reasons. That's another video. I guess it's due to my line of work. I work in the criminal justice field. But at any rate, today's show was about my brother William, who was 8 years older than me. He was diagnosed with the MD in 1978. I was 8 years old. He was 16. I think he was a junior in high school. He was a quarterback on the football team. And he was diagnosed with it. He was a strong young man. I mean, big muscled, loved to work out, loved to exercise. And then I was diagnosed in 84 with mine. So today I want to talk about what it's like to lose a family member to the FSH-MD. Now, William was also diagnosed with diabetes in his late 20s, about 10 years after the muscular dystrophy diagnosis. He was a Pentecostal minister, and he really didn't believe in doctors and medicine. And that's unfortunate because that belief system and that ideology helped to cause his early death, in my opinion, because his diabetes went untreated for 20 years till he died in 2009. So the MD had taken its toll on William. I'd watched him go down all those years. I watched him go from walking without a stick to walking with a stick. And then after so many falls and all of that, he finally, he was a proud guy. Big 6'2" guy, a big proud man. And I watched him finally acquiesce and surrender to the wheelchair. And that was a big move on his part. And I knew then that the MD was really taking a toll on him. Because for him to get into a wheelchair was a major act of humility and self-surrender. But he had no option. And that was around the year 2000 or so when he started using that, if my memory serves me correct. Maybe some of his children will watch this video on YouTube and they'll add their input into this video. So I looked at my brother. Of course, he was older than me. He taught me many things. He taught me and my younger brother a lot. He taught us how to arrowhead hunt when we were kids before we got the MD. Taught me how to shoot a basketball when I was 8 years old. Taught me how to fish. Our dad never was one to do this kind of stuff with us. So William stepped up and did this stuff with us. And I remember when I was in the 5th grade, I thought, he just went off to college, and When he left, I went to the bathroom and I cried because I missed him. And I said, I want to grow up to be like my big brother. He wore the cowboy boots and the cowboy hat. And I got one right here in the seat, but I'm outside today and it's a little hot to put it on, but I wear the cowboy hat too. And don't wear the boots anymore, but I wear the hat. But William got married to Dee Dee Stiles. And they was married about 25 years before he died. And they had 3 children together. And Dee Dee stuck with him all the way to the end, which is more than most women would do. And let me get into that. William lost his right leg from the knee down due to the diabetes in 2006 or 5, one of them, I forgot. And then he was in a car wreck a year later, and he got the other leg broke. And he had to put hardware in that leg. And he told me that was just painful as hell on him. And really from that point down on, he went down. And his breathing got affected. I'm assuming he had the COPD, but where he wouldn't go to the doctor, we don't know. But I'm assuming that's what he had because I have it. And he had the symptoms that I've got. And he went blind, almost blind on the end, I'm assuming due to the diabetes. And he suffered a lot of pain with the MD and with whatever else he had going on in his body. I had my doctor to read through the autopsy after William passed away, and it took the doctor over an hour and a half to get through the autopsy. It was so detailed. He had embolisms and blood clots all the way through his body. He was bedridden for the last couple of years of his life. And all of that. So, there are different stages and degrees of the FSH MD. Some people have this that I know of that walk and they work full-time job. It just affects their arms, and I don't mean that to diminish them. I'm just saying it doesn't affect their whole body like it does me and William. And then others of us, it affects the face severely. Talking, communicating, the eyes, the legs like it does us. So there are different degrees, and I hope that you never have to go through losing a loved one due to complications of FSH-MD or any other reason. Because it's been 9 years, over 9 years now, that William passed away. And I never talk about it. And this is the only video I've ever made about it. But, William, if he was alive, he would tell me to tell you to live your best life if you got the FSH-MD. Don't let it get you down. Don't let it control you or own you. Don't let it discourage you, depress you. Don't get sunk down in that mire, because once you get down in that quicksand, it's hard to get back up. Keep a positive outlook on life. And I know it's hard to do. It's very hard to do. But it's doable. It's all up here. Now, I can't do a thing about my body wasting away right in front of me year after year. I can't do a thing about that. Excuse me. What I can do is control how it affects me mentally and emotionally. Even though I'm in pain every day of my life, you can't let it get to you. You have to mentally and emotionally rise above that and live your life. So, at any rate, I hope you never have to go through the loss of a loved one with FSH. If you have, I would encourage you to comment on this video. I'd like to communicate with you. And if you like this channel, hit that subscribe button. That's all I've got. Y'all take care. Bye-bye.